Hi folks, I hope you're doing well. It's Isabel here. This is attempt number 2 at recording this. I thought I'd have 5 minutes peace, but wasn't to be. This is just a bit of a rambly video about where things are at for me, kind of where I'm heading a little bit, some of the things I've got in recently. I didn't want to just do a Christmas haul video because I didn't get a lot of stuff for Christmas, and purposely because I've acquired a lot of cards and stuff over the last few months myself, and I have other things I wanted, so I didn't ask for loads of kind of decks and things for Christmas because there were other things I wanted, and to me this is a personal practice. So anyway, I did get a couple of bits in which I'll share. I've had some things come in and some stuff I've been working with. So yeah, it's been a bit difficult the last couple of months. I recorded a kind of reflection video at the end of November and I didn't post it. Just let me apologise. I think this is going to be a bit rambly, so sorry. I hope you like my rambles. So yeah, so I feel like I've put some pressure on myself to try and match up to things I see on YouTube, and our internet went out over Christmas, so we were sort of like limited what we could do, and I didn't watch because we have family and because I've been busy. I haven't watched as much YouTube, and that's probably been good for me because I feel I've become a little bit wrapped up in it, but then also putting pressure on myself to try and match up to other people, and I think other people do that as well. So you end up watching videos and then going, well, I need to do this, and then I feel rubbish about myself because I'm still really learning, and other people have like the same stage in their journey but know all the what all the cards mean, and I'm still struggling to learn. And one of the things for me, I suppose, is that I am a working mum. I am lucky that I have a family. I've only been back into sort of tarot and this kind of community probably now just over a year. I got my first deck in the autumn. My first tarot was autumn 2020, and then in 2021 my collection's grown rapidly, but my knowledge hasn't kept up with that because a lot of learning went on in the kind of quiet lockdowns of COVID, and then not much has happened since because things have been busy. And in my household, it's really hard for me to find this quiet time to learn, and work's got really busy for both me and my husband. So yeah, one thing I have realised is that I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself and then having a lot of guilt about where I'm at or what I'm doing. Sorry, ramble alert. Anyway, I thought what I'd do is just share a bit of the good and bad where I'm at, and some of the stuff I've brought in that I'm going to use or look forward to using the next couple of months or whatever. Yeah, just a bit of a ramble, I suppose, really. So yeah, you'll see. I did, as I say, I recorded but never posted a November video. So moving into November, in October I'd done quite a lot of work, and I'd done quite well at pulling cards, posting cards. November, after our British half term, was a really manic month. My work, although I'm predominantly working at home, I go out into schools and colleges, and in lockdown sorry for the noise. If you can hear that, that's my new coffee machine turning itself off. So November just got really manic. In November, my work went back to sort of some of the elements of pre-lockdown. So I go out and about in schools and colleges, which requires early starts, late finishes. So I didn't have as much time to sit and reflect with decks. I was tired then. So it kind of got a bit manic. So at the start of November, I'd set myself up with some decks, and I was quite enjoying it again. I was doing quite well with reflections. I did a couple of spreads. And what I did was realise that I took a photo, and then I don't have a mini printer, but I do have a proper printer, so I was actually writing my thoughts on the computer and printing it off, which I thought worked really well actually. And then I brought some different decks in, so I'd done some deck sorting, brought a couple of decks out. So my hybrid tarot, I brought that out to use. I find the hybrid, I have done a review of it, it's really different. It's different. I actually really liked it as an oracle rather than a tarot, and it's intended to be used as tarot, oracle, or Lenormand. That's the idea. So then I brought in Tarot the Magical Forest. I got it on eBay for a really good price, and I've fallen in love. So this is now one of my top 10 decks, which is, I did record my only 10 deck video. So I started using that. Some stickers I found that I had floating around. But then this is where life, so I did quite well here, things were going well. This week became a bit manic, and then next thing I know, we went into, my husband and my daughter got COVID, and life became a bit manic. So I had, this was the point at which they came down with COVID, and you can see that then basically for that period of time it was all a bit bonkers, and I didn't really do much. So I'd had a couple of weeks of kind of really good reflections and stuff. I got Goddess Love Oracle, and I was using it at this point, pulling a card a day. That's now living by my bed, and that's really nice sometimes, either in the morning, the evening. Absolutely love that. So it's the Goddess Love by Wendy Andrews. I'm going to get the Goddess Dream in the spring, because I think I really love it. If you want me to do a walkthrough, I don't think I've put one up, I'm happy to do that. But that's now one of my favourite decks as well. So then, as Advent came, so I still remain a Christian. I use tarot as a way to help my mental health and a reflection. I also have been using it. So I found this Advent Tarot Challenge from Tarot for the Beloved, and these are guys who, like me, kind of relate tarot to their Christian life. And apologies if that doesn't fit with your beliefs. I'm not here to tell anybody, and I don't want any negativity from that, please. It's a big enough challenge in my own heart and head to put the two together, but I still am committed to that faith myself. But I also really love the way you can use tarot and oracle, whatever faith, whatever belief, where it's come from. I am all about intersectionality and stuff. So I'm sorry, that's a bit of a rant, but anyway, so I decided to do this tarot challenge. What you will then see is that this fell apart. So I was using my Tarot of the Magical Forest, which I put in one of Kelly's pouches that I already had. This pouch, I've rehomed the other deck that I'd put in it, and the mushroom, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I got my Tarot of the Magical Forest, and this is the one I was using for my Advent Challenge. I absolutely love this tarot. I really, really love it. I may trim it at some point, but as it stands, I'm happy with the size. I really love, these are my kind of my cards, and that hermit is just everything. It's so gorgeous. So I was using this Tarot Magical Forest, and I started this. I was also using, I used a couple of different oracle decks. I was trying to bring some of my decks out I've not used for a while. So for the first couple of days, it went really well, and then I ran out of steam. So I literally, the first week was great, but then the second week, I just didn't have the time. I then decided to do this spread, which is called the Frost Spread, which is really cool. So this was, you get your oracle card. I can't remember where I found it. Apologies, it was online somewhere. You pull your oracle card. So I pulled from the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, and I got Remembering. And then I pulled out my Light Seers just because I wanted something that I knew I could read. The printer ink was going, so I ended up with this mess. But Releasing, Where Am I Frozen? Where is the Candle Burning? What's Thawing? and energy simmering, so I kind of enjoyed doing that. You'll see, so the week 2 of the Advent, I'd left space, didn't happen. That was it. I have been pulling cards. There have been days where I've pulled cards. So I was using my Tarot of the Magical Forest, but I have the Yule Oracle. There's lots of walkthroughs of this online, so I haven't done a walkthrough. I had bought this on pre-order, having not used the Halloween one, the Samhain one. When I got to Halloween, I was using the Samhain. I was struggling with it a bit, so I was kind of regretting getting this one. I was concerned, but the energy of this one has been much more akin to me. I haven't decided whether I'll get the Beltane one. It's one of those I kind of feel like I want the set, but I'm not sure whether I want to have any more of these decks or whether others would be better. So the other day I pulled Father Christmas, so here's Father Christmas. And yeah, I think that I'm gonna tuck this one away and get something else out now, because a lot of the energy on this deck is very much, for me, the run up to Christmas, and I want to get some energy that's about moving into the new year. So I'm probably going to look on my decks and find something else to start working with as we move into the new year. What, I don't know, but I think when you look at some of these cards, so you can see, yeah, that's where we're up to with the diary journal, so hopeless. But when you look at these cards, that's ringing the bells. You can see, I think for me, a lot of this energy is very much pre-Christmas, Advent, obviously Yule. So I'm going to be looking to find something that has a bit more of a kind of fresh start, new year energy. I do love the artwork in these cards. I think that this set is much better for me than the Samhain set, but perhaps I didn't use the Samhain as much as I could. A few people have talked about the poetry on it. I really love the art, and I love the phrases, but I'm not that keen on the poetry, so I do tend to ignore it. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm kind of moving away from getting the others. I think there are other Oracle that I'd be better with than getting the Beltane one, but we'll see. So yeah, so I got Feasting and Hearth the other day. They were like round about Christmas, which I thought was really cool. There were days where I just pulled out the card I really liked. So yeah, I've used that a little bit. I think I'm going to retire that until next year. Suggestions on a postcard for what I could use next. So yeah, so I've had that out. What else? I've done a video about this one, which I think I did post. So this is the Antiquities and Magic Oracle. This is the new edition. So there's an edition with a big book. This edition I got when it was on offer for Black Friday. I want to use this for learning. Look at this. I'm so fed up with decks that are warping at the moment, and I don't know why. Darn it. I'm not sure whether I will use this. I might use this as my oracle for now. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it at the moment. But it's with me, and I'm going to kind of have a think. So that's one that I've got ready to use. What else? Okay, so another one I've got in is this Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot. This might be one I use in the next couple of weeks. I know it might be a good one for, I want to do a year ahead spread. I think what I want to do is I want to do some reflections on my card of the year. So my card of the year will be Strength for 2022. So one of the things I think I might do is get lots of my Strengths cards out and reflect on those. But also I quite like the idea of doing year ahead spread, and then in my diary writing down at the start of each month or at the top of each page what my card of the month is, so that I can kind of reflect on that each month a bit, so that if I don't want to pull cards, it gives me something just to tune into. So talking of which, a couple of little sideline diaries I've bought myself. So this diary here, this one, I had this last year. This isn't a tarot diary as such. This is just a basic diary, but it has like motivational quotes and sort of journaling ideas in. So for example, like, look how far you've come, grateful for you, gratitude for the people in your life, light in the darkness, you know. So it's got an affirmation, I'm more resilient than I think and so much stronger than I feel. I use this as, look at that, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. I use this as my kind of, like, this is just my note and dates and stuff in, alongside my work diary, so that I can pop it in my bag when I'm out and about or whatever. And I've been using the version last year, but I've not done as much reflection. But what I think I'm going to do with last year's one is cut some of the bits up and put them in my journal as well, or in somewhere. I also bought this for myself this year, as I'm really keen to use a little bit of astrology. I've got an astrology deck that I brought in and I haven't opened yet, but I wanted to kind of, I saw some people journaling where they use the astrology to kind of choose cards. So a lot of you have seen this AstroCal diary. It's one of the ones many people have. This is the Northern Hemisphere version. I bought this direct from the makers on their Etsy site. I actually got it when it came out on pre-order, I think. I have had a look and realised that I have a lot to learn. I try not to get overwhelmed, but what I really love about this is what I thought I'd do with this is, you can see here, apologies for the mess, I've written my card of the year, and I've going to sort of, where I pull a card, I might just, if I don't have a chance to journal, I thought I'd at least record the cards that I pull on a particular day, or if I'm doing something in particular, you know. So if I do a spread, and then if I want to actually journal around it, I'll do that in a notebook instead. So yeah, so this is a really interesting, as I say, it's going to be a lot of learning around the astrology. I might not understand it, but I really love the idea of these little poems and pictures. One of the contributors for pictures is Wendy Andrew, and obviously, as I just mentioned before, I've recently got one of her decks. I really love her deck. I am definitely going to get more of her things. If I just find one of these early pictures was hers, actually. I think, apologies, there was definitely one quite early on that was a Wendy Andrew picture. Never mind, I'm not going to find it now, am I? There we go, that's a Wendy Andrew picture. Isn't that pretty? So I really like her stuff. So yeah, so this is kind of going to be a reflection diary, and then this is my kind of day-to-day diary. And then I've still got a notebook to journal. One of the things that appeared in my Christmas stocking, which to be honest was my own doing, is this. This is a little card holder. He's a little hare. I bought my son Field Guide to Garden Dragons as a Christmas present, and he's got a squirrel. So I thought this would be really cool. This is going to live on my bedside table, and I use it with my card pulls there. So as I say, at the moment I've got the Goddess Love Oracle on my bedside table, so I might use this little chap to put the card in. So he's really cute. He's just a basic photo holder, and he was actually reduced. So in UK pounds, I think it was about £2.50 or something. So he's really cute. Hello. Yeah, so he's gonna hold cards. My other Christmas gift was, this was the one I got it for myself. I've been following Deanne on Blue Crescent Tarot. Just say apologies, the reflections, I'm actually in the conservatory, so you can see the reflection there. Apologies. This, I've been following Deanne's series, Blue Crescent Tarot, on the Wild Nun and Archetypes, and I've been really drawn to get this and to work with it. So I'm quite excited to maybe do something with this in 2022. What, I don't know, but anyway, so that was the one deck I got for Christmas. This I got in before Christmas. I wanted something that would support my tarot study, and I felt like I needed something a bit more logical. I was getting a bit lost just having books and cards and trying to do it myself, and I thought this would be really good for me. I wanted something that would help me with tarot. So if you've not, I'm sure a lot of you've seen this, but Mary Greer in this book helps you work your way through. So you work out your personality cards, you have questions to answer, you're encouraged to write in the book. So I've been doing some work on this already. But what I have realised, so you work out things like your soul cards, your opportunity cards and stuff, and then realise that actually I've got, what I need to do now is understand these cards better. What I really like in her descriptions as well, so she has other reading at the back, so she has like, oh, I can't find it now. But in her descriptions, she puts like a sample affirmation. I really like that because it kind of sums up the energy of the card for me. So I really like that, and I think I've got a couple of decks that do that, and there are definitely ones that I use. But yeah, so I'm enjoying starting this, but again, I'm putting a bit of pressure on myself, so I get myself het up when I don't have time for it, or if I can't concentrate, and I need to stop putting deadlines on myself for doing that. But this is something I've started working with, will do. But yeah, I just thought a few bits. I need to decide what decks I'm going to work with the next week or so. I've got a couple of decks that I've not used yet, so I say they might come out, or I might go with old favourites. I've got a couple of decks I've on Kickstarter that will come in later in the year, and I've got one I know that's been shipped to me. That's more of an Oracle deck that I got on Kickstarter, so when that comes in I'll do a video of that one. But yeah, sorry, this is a real ramble. Sometimes these videos are great for me to kind of sort of reflect on where I'm up to and what I want to do. So apologies if it's a bit of a ramble. I will do something a bit more structured. But anyway, as a reflection, I hope you're all well. If I don't come on again, wish you all the best as we move into a new year. Maybe. Bye.